So this video kind of pains me because I love Laguna Niguel. I just love it. But we have to be real with you about the negatives of Laguna Niguel because there are negatives to every city, and we don't want, we want to be honest on this channel. Like, that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on, is that we're honest about what it's really like to live here in Orange County. So let's get started. Let's be honest.
Yeah, so if we're like relating Laguna Niguel to a diamond, it's not the color flawless. It's got some flaws because, again, the vast majority of pretty much everything does have flaws.
Yeah.
So we got, we just want to give that to you because of what might be a flaw that's you can't overcome. Like, let's say it's not a flaw to us, but for you it might be a big deal. So we want to kind of lay that out there so you can make your own decisions.
Yeah. So number 7 on this list is there is little to no new construction in Laguna Niguel. So I know, you guys are watching from all over the country and all over the world, and there are some big spots in this country. Let's say you're coming from like Houston, Texas or something, where there's just one big, massive new community being constructed after another.
Well, and we know the exodus from Houston to Orange County. Huge. So, just getting bombarded.
Well, there are.
Please stop. Like, we're just getting too many. Just kidding.
There are some people, people do move from Texas to California. Of course, it's mostly the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
But it does come this way.
Yeah, it's a little trickle, yeah.
And there is a trickle this way.
Some salmon swimming upstream, basically,
Yes.
but yeah.
But people call Sean all the time, and they're like, I want new construction, and he's like,
Yeah, well, especially, again, there are certain areas in Orange County that do offer some new construction en masse. Again, not a massive percentage, right? But again, if you're looking for that, reach out to us. We can have that conversation to, guide you to those specific areas that do offer some new construction. But be aware that, so this is not just a Laguna Niguel thing. This is an Orange County thing. We don't have a ton of new construction. And the vast majority of our stuff is actually built prior to 2000. In fact. So, so I know for a lot of areas, something 2000 is ancient.
Yeah.
But for here, that's just what it is. Like, actually, we're going, wow, you got something in 1995? That's amazing. That's like almost brand new.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, in a lot of other places, you're going, that's an ancient home. That's just, Orange County is a pretty mature area. We've been built out for a while. Now, you do have certain pockets that have it, but again, in general, not a ton of new construction. And especially in Laguna Niguel, pretty much no new construction.
Yeah. So before we continue, let's just introduce ourselves. My name's Courtney Dezahd.
And I'm Sean Dezahd.
We're married.
We just randomly happen to have the same last name.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
So if you're watching this channel, you're probably thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the glitz. I love the glamour. I love the weather. I can't wait to move out there now. The problem is I don't know the first thing about Orange County. I'm not even, maybe not local. I'm maybe out of state. I'm maybe even out of the country. So I don't even know what to do. And I totally get that. That's why you would reach out to us so we can have that conversation, find out what you really, really want. And then we can be your boots on the ground. We can actually be like watching these properties like a hawk, trying to find those perfect properties. We can tour these properties virtually for you, not just the properties, but the neighborhoods, and really give you a feel of that area. And then, of course, when you come out, you have a really good understanding of what's going on. So yeah, what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can text. Number 6, and this is a big con of not only...
Just Laguna Niguel.
No, not
Nowhere
only Laguna Niguel. But let's talk about the state of California, and I mean that as a pun, the state of California. And that is we have really, really high state income taxes.
So you're saying that was a pun intended?
It is a pun intended.
Oh, interesting. So, okay, California is no shocker here.
Yeah. It's
one of the highest state income tax states in the country. Let's be real, it's there. Cost of living here, you're going to be paid for it from, from that perspective. So
sunshine tax. They call it the sunshine tax.
Yes. So if you want to live that lifestyle, it's going to cost you. And basically your state income tax is, if it tops out, I think at the time of this recording, about 13%, give or take, for the highest tax bracket. And then obviously you still have, sales tax, of course. And then what does help offset things a bit, to an extent, is the fact that our property taxes are on the more reasonable side. Now, in Laguna Niguel, there's not a ton of Mello-Roos, so we don't even have to go into that. But just so you know what that is, Mello-Roos is kind of this tack on to the property taxes for for newer developments. Again, think of the last 20 years where you have basically, new fire stations, roads, schools, that kind of thing. So, and sometimes Mello-Roos can be rather expensive. So just be aware of that. So we don't have to worry about that in Laguna Niguel. So I would say generally speaking, your property tax rate is about 1.1% of the assessed value, and use that assessed value is assigned at purchase. When you buy property, that's kind of more or less the assessed value. And what's good about this situation is that because of Proposition 13, that more or less, that assessed value kind of stays a bit fixed. So the maximum go up per year is 2% per year. And again, we've seen the real estate market go up 20% plus in a given year. So but the most it can go up is, in the assessed value can go up is only 2%. So you'll see scenarios where people have owned a house for decades and their property tax rate is super low because that assessed value just only crept up very minimally during that time frame.
Yeah, I would say that's a big reason why people don't sell their homes. Yeah, why? I mean, it's a reason why, you know, there's so little on the market. People are like, I don't want to sell my home.
Yeah, although there are now more ways around it. There have been new propositions that have passed that kind of helped. Again, you reach out to us, we can kind of walk you through those scenarios. But there may be some relief that you can, you know, where you can take that property tax rate with you to another property.
So next on our list is that a vast majority of Laguna Niguel, I mean, I'm thinking about it now, like what in Laguna Niguel is not in an HOA, meaning a homeowners association?
I know. That's why you got to call us so we can talk to you about it.
I'm like going through all the neighborhoods in my head. I'm like, HOA.
And there are some.
Okay, so Sean, he's the expert in real estate.
The inside track there.
He's really good at like finding. I'm like, Sean, you have to find us this, and then he's like goes on the computer and he's like, here it is.
So for a lot of people, they hate HOAs. They go, okay, this is my house. There's no connecting walls or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have this level of oversight over me. I don't want to pay for amenities I'm not going to use. I don't want to have this extra, payment on something. I don't want to have someone telling me what I can or cannot do with my home because they have a general theme for the community, like the specific kind of paint that you can use or whatever, right? So I totally get that. I mean, some people really like HOAs because it does have those amenities and it does have like some sort of consistency to them. So that's a love-hate relationship. Some people absolutely hate it, which is, again, if that is, if you're one of those people, obviously reach out to us. We can kind of steer you to one of those kind of properties that aren't, ruled by an HOA. Otherwise, obviously, Laguna Niguel has a ton of HOAs. Again, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, we're obviously talking about Laguna Niguel in this video, but I mean, a lot of times people have this misconception that all of Orange County is HOAs, and that is not true at all. Like, there are many areas in Orange County that is not HOA. Exactly. It's just that it has this reputation because everyone thinks, oh, Irvine, that's what Orange County is. And while much of Orange County is like that, there are big areas that aren't. Oh yeah, for instance, actually, there's like some homes where the HOAs are super minimal. Like, so some HOAs are actually expensive because they cover a lot of stuff. I mean, like obviously, like I think of Emerald Bay and Laguna Beach. Your HOAs for a house is, like $8,000 a year, basically. Something crazy, right? Now you get a lot of stuff. People absolutely love it. Where you're at, but you're paying like $10 million for a home too, though. Yeah. But you have other areas where the HOA dues could be really, really minimal. Like, for instance, actually in Mission Viejo, for instance, if you like some of these homes, the HOA dues are like $25 a month, and that gets you access to the Lake Mission Viejo, which I think is a super good bargain. You definitely want to be part of that HOA. But then again, so it just varies all across the board. That's why you want to reach out so we can actually have that conversation about whether or not to have an HOA or whether or not, and how not all HOAs are created equal. Mm-hmm. So another negative about Laguna Niguel is that it doesn't contain any big shopping center, no big huge mall or anything. It doesn't have its own job hub. It's not a job hub for Orange County. Yeah, exactly. So you have obviously some office buildings, that kind of stuff, that have jobs, but I would say that your nearest job hub, which will be the biggest one in Orange County, is Irvine. Yeah. Which, like, Irvine Spectrum is famous for having is a massive job hub. But Laguna Niguel itself does not have that. So very likely, if you're living in Laguna Niguel, you're probably commuting to your job if you have, if you're not working remotely. Mm-hmm. So it's just likely. I mean, you may have it, but just in general, just be aware that you'll have something of a commute. In Laguna Niguel to the Spectrum is about 15 minutes. Actually, depending on where you are in Laguna Niguel, it could actually be a good 30, 40 minutes, actually, depending on if you're on the almost at the coast, basically. So it can vary quite dramatically depending on where you are. So just be aware that that there's no big job hub there. And similarly speaking, the nearest shopping center happens to be also at the Irvine Spectrum. Now, we do have the shops at Mission Viejo, which is a little bit closer. It's just not as big as the Irvine Spectrum, where it has all the variety of the Irvine Spectrum. And it's nothing. I don't like it. I don't actually mind it. It's just that it's gotten. I don't like it. I actually find it fine. I think it's actually. It still has a Nordstrom and it has Macy's and all that stuff. But it's just nobody goes there. It does actually. I will say so. I wouldn't say it's not necessarily not a nice or not nice thing. It's more of a patrons aren't really going there. Yes, that's what I mean by that. Like, it's actually nice. Like, it's not run down or anything. It's just more that nobody goes there. It feels deserted. It's not as, again, Irvine Spectrum is crazy. It's almost like an amusement park as far as the amount of people that are going there. It's just a magnet for shopping and dining and stuff. So Spectrum is huge. But that's pretty much the closest mega mall, basically, in the area. I will say that while we don't in Laguna have mega malls or anything like that, what we do have is we have some pretty large strip malls, like and also lots of big box stores. In fact, we have 2 Costco's, which is obviously, that's huge for me.
Yeah.
But so you do have actually shopping options. It's just that if you're looking for actually a big mall, that's just not what we have here.
So another con of Laguna Niguel is that it's not on the coast. So if you are calling us because you want to be coastal living, Laguna Niguel is not that, which is kind of interesting because it has a reputation of being like, the way that big media outlets will call Laguna Niguel is like, it's a urban coastal city. That's not true. Like, there is no property in Laguna Niguel on the coast.
Yeah, it's on the coastal side of the 5 freeway, but it actually is landlocked. There is actually it doesn't have any ocean frontage. So if you're looking for something that's like right on the water, you're right next to Dana Point, which is a coastal city, but you're not actually, or Laguna Beach, but you're not actually on the coast. Now, having said that, what's pretty awesome is that, we've sold properties to people that want that coastal lifestyle, but they're getting a little bit of a discount on price because you're not on the coast, but you're close to the coast as a lot of coastal cities actually envelop. I mean, you're not that far. You're good, probably about half a mile to a mile from the coast. You're not on the southern western tip of Laguna Niguel, and also you have homes with beautiful ocean views.
Yeah.
But you're not on the coast, so you're not necessarily paying that crazy coastal premium.
Yeah.
And it's one of our little hacks basically is Laguna Niguel can give you a pretty good deal.
Yeah, so we have a video, it's like beach living without the beach prices, and so I'll link to it at the end. But Laguna Niguel is included in that. It's a little Orange County hack.
Yes.
Because there are parts of Laguna Niguel where you can smell the ocean.
It's right there.
There are homes in Laguna Niguel where you can see the ocean, right? So, but you're not in a beach city, so you're not paying that beach address price.
Yeah, you live a half a mile from Pacific Coast Highway, which so you're super close, but you're not. Not there. And people will say, well, Ritz-Carlton Laguna Niguel is on the crashing waves of the Pacific Ocean. It is. I have no idea why they call it Ritz-Carlton Laguna Niguel, because it should be like Ritz-Carlton Monarch Beach or Ritz-Carlton Dana Point.
Yeah.
Because it's actually not. It's not in the city of Laguna Niguel. So don't know why that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just so you know, it's kind of a little quirky little thing about Ritz-Carlton. I don't know why they did that.
So another con of Laguna Niguel is its location. It's a much more southern city in Orange County, meaning that it's not as centrally located, and it's much farther away from Los Angeles. So if you're having to go to LA for work, it's pretty far.
Yeah, it's definitely, for a lot of people, the threshold, let's say they're working in LA, I think the farthest south everyone's different as far as that goes, but things seem like a lot of times it's Irvine North if you're working in LA, just because that commute can be pretty brutal. Especially, again, Orange County's traffic is not good, but it is light years better than LA traffic, right?
Yeah.
So if you're dealing with something where you're dealing with traffic, you want to be a little bit closer. That's why the northern Orange County cities kind of tend to be popular for people that work in LAS.
Yeah. So the biggest negative of Laguna Niguel is, you may have guessed it already, the cost. The cost of the housing, cost of living in not only Laguna Niguel, but all of California. It's called the Sunshine Tax. I mean, it's a beautiful place to live. I know we're talking about all of the negatives here, but it is such a beautiful place to live. There's always high demand for Laguna Niguel and Orange County, and that just drives up the prices.
It's a beautiful city. It's very desirable. People love it. However, with that much demand, there's only so much supply, and the prices reflect that, right? So the median price point of Laguna Niguel is about $1.2 million at the time of this recording. That's certainly for the vast majority of the world really, really expensive.
Yeah.
However, for what you get, it's pretty amazing. And actually, again, Orange County is about $1 million, so it's about 20% higher than Orange County in general. I would certainly pay that premium over general Orange County median price point, because I think that Laguna Niguel is that awesome of a city.
Yeah.
So it's certainly worth. I find the value in it, but at the same time, everyone's got their threshold. So we're just laying it out there that it's not cheap here to live at all, and just is what it is. And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California, so as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.